You know, when it comes down to many of the issues that I've spoken about in the past, life is too short to keep on going on about them. People choose to believe, obviously, computer generated, computer edited videos. People see so called paranormal things and they share it. There are also many people out there who are simply trolling, and there are many people who don't know better. Clips from films that look like it's genuine phenomena, or junkies who are basically out of their head, perhaps in a rehab clinic or in some kind of accident emergency, and people throw those clips together and say it's evidence of demonic possession or whatever their particular niche is, whatever their particular genre of nonsense is. Well, in those cases, I think it's best to doubt. But I'm not going to spend huge amounts of my time focusing on that. I see people who put in the effort, perhaps for a few years, some cases longer, in most cases not that long, where they'll invest a lot of time and a lot of effort into trying to break down these things. Some people with daily videos, or every other day, other people choosing every week, or some people less than that. But in any case, breaking down a lot of the bullshit, it would be a 24-hour job when you think about it. The amount of editing I've had to do in some videos has been dramatic, especially when, Nero, is it Nero? Yeah, Nero Video Editor, which I've used many times. In fact, I've got one of the old versions of that on my computer now. It crashes. And, you've lost your saves as well. And that file's corrupted and it, just really ruins your day. 2 hours of work, deleted, removed. Happens, But in any case, putting in the effort, and for that matter, if you wrote scripts, that would be even more work. It could be that you really only have time for one video a week. Maybe two. But in any case, it's not something you really want to do for the rest of your life. It's not a thing you really want to do too much of. It is a thing which takes away from social activity, as well as simply, rest, because you have other things to do. You could have a full-time job, many people do. You could be in full-time education, or even part-time education, but you need time to study. So you've got things to do. You might have family, you might have kids. I've known some people who've done videos, they do a video once or twice a week, just something basic, a little bit fun, but still they have kids, and you might see some things in the background like, there's their kid's little toy or something. It's like, that's in the background of a video by a guy who used to wear a V for Vendetta mask, but someone might know who I mean by that, but that's another story. That's an old acquaintance who hasn't been on YouTube for a very long time. But in any case, you have people who want to do other things or do other things, and they try and shoehorn this in when they can. And they might go through changes in their life where they don't have the energy. Perhaps they've been injured. I had a back injury, back and leg injury. It's like a nerve injury in the back. Nothing too major, but basically I could barely walk for a part of last year, suffering with difficulty and pain even now. And basically, it's not one of those things you can, easily deal with and do a video like this. I'm sitting down in the chair talking to you, but a few months ago I probably would have been wincing at the pain which I'd gained last year around about the summer holidays. Too much strain on my back, trapped nerve, and it's quite unpleasant. And that's kind of obvious, really. No one enjoys a trapped nerve unless there's some kind of kink I've not, been made aware of. But in any case, people have other things to do. People have other priorities. People might have numerous hobbies. This might be simply one of many. Most people don't do this for a job. Of those people who do, they put in the effort because it is a job. Very often, and I've seen this with people who do become big, or big enough, where they can afford to pay to employ other people, they basically end up with a crew of people. It might just be them and then an editor, or a script writer for an editor. They might end up with help from other people, cooperation, and as a result they can keep a relatively good channel going. Otherwise it could be a mixture of friends who cooperate, collaborate on various projects, so they might be doing that but no money is changing hands. Or for that matter there could be other options too, but if you're doing it on your own, it could be very difficult. If you're starting from scratch and doing elaborate things, you need to have numerous people involved or put in the time and effort yourself, and most people do not have the time to use or perhaps waste on projects like that. For that matter, add in the cost in terms of money, spending money on editing programs, perhaps, a whole bunch of things, I suppose. Perhaps ads if people go professional with YouTube and other things like, or Facebook perhaps. And is it really worth it? Just to say, that loony who believes that the moon is made of cheese, they might be a loony, in case you didn't notice. They also think that Jesus was made of chocolate and Santa, something stupid. I'm being, silly, but you get my point. If I'm going to talk about someone who's talking nonsense and really go into it, that's a lot of time. And with how I do videos, unless it's really basic like this, where I can pretty much just upload it, for a matter of making a somewhat skeptical ramble, there isn't really too much of a point, You've got to do what you want to do, and even if you've got some points to make, sometimes it's just not worth making a video. And the old way things used to work on YouTube, where there used to be communities and there used to be easy views, you didn't have to whore yourself out or buy ads or whatever the case may be. The world has changed, YouTube has changed, and there's no other alternative website which I would, verify, validate in any real way as being as good as YouTube used to be. Maybe, what YouTube still is. So you just have to try and do what you can with what you got, and it's a matter of choice. And if you're not making money off this, well, shit, if you leave months between making videos, so be it. If you're doing it just to get your voice out there, yeah, cool. And if that means you're talking to like 3 people, 5 people, or 100, or you're certainly not going viral, you're just making some content, maybe that's that. Maybe that's just the price of doing what you do. You just have to swallow that particular pill and carry on. But in any case, it is not worth wasting your life on. And it's a funny thing as well, even if you make only a handful of videos a year, you still get people saying, oh, why are you wasting your life on this? Or why are you wasting your life talking about atheism or talking about this, talking about that? So you're not necessarily, approaching, criticising or attacking a person or idea. Well, maybe some ideas, but not a individual or a particular sect. But you're talking about particular ideas. Why are you wasting your time? A lot of people don't. That's the point. A lot of people are doing other things, but they'll make some videos here and there or other content on other websites. And a lot of it's to do with passing their day, and it makes an awful lot more sense than wasting your life on bullshit. In fact, that's the funny thing. People who think that skeptics and atheists spend all day skepticking and atheisting, actually, they're the people who are basically watching video after video after video of interviews with conspiracy theorists, or they're reading through books. Some of them do read, apparently, or at least they can. They know how to, apparently, reading about some of these things. And, they are the fanatics. But they treat you like you're the religious fanatic, even though you're not a religious fanatic. But the way they carry on with their beliefs, of whichever kind, flat earth, young earth, 9/11 conspiracy theories, COVID conspiracy theories, they are obsessive, while you're simply saying, shut the fuck up. Or you're saying, think again. And that's the point. Think again, you may well be wrong.